Eshri wieder Mustabakas. You snur for past on seals, space and either. Was up? Never be built in the Nixon further than that. There's got on run a little here. This is the Foil Hat Broadcast.
Hello, and thanks for tuning in to the Foil Hat Broadcast with your hosts.
I'm Dylan.
And I'm Reesie.
That wasn't a cohesive
No,
sentence.
it wasn't.
Damn it. We were so close.
We were so close.
But this is the show.
But this is the show, and welcome to the show.
We thank you for turning your not radios
into
our podcast
channel.
So today's a fun one, I think.
I think it's a nice, funny one.
Okay, so today we're talking about Britney, bitch.
Britney, bitch.
Okay.
The cloned celebrities. They're doppelgangers. Oh, actually, they're the four main. Have it all right here in my handy dandy notebook.
There's a lot of these, and they all tend to be musicians.
So, there are the four types of clones.
Okay, we're talking about clones. Cool.
There are the actual clones, which is
Right.
a person grown from a test tube or implanted womb, which has the identical genetic makeup to another person.
Okay.
An identical twin, so to speak, in terms of genetic makeup.
Sure.
Then there are synthetic people, and these are quote-unquote people.
Okay.
Who look like real people and simulate human beings, but certain tissues are extracted from cattle, and they're the starting point for developing these human beings.
Yeah, that's where Mothman comes from.
And this is part of the reason for cattle mutilations.
Oh, no.
And then there are organic robotoids, which are...
Organic robots? Don't we just call those androids? We call those androids.
Well, they're the cybernetic equivalent of a humanoid.
That's an android. An android is a robot that looks human and acts human.
They call them organic robotoids.
I mean, it's a better name than android. Guess I was wrong.
This is the artificial life form that is created through the process of totally different from cloning or synthetics. Organic robotoid technology is used to make exact as possible copies of important people, such as presidents and some of their staff. And then there are doubles, aka lookalikes.
I thought the reptilians had dibs on, like, presidents and things.
We're not discussing reptilians today, Dylan.
We're
discussing clones.
Well, they're not all clones.
Well, then there's doubles and lookalikes.
There's doubles and lookalikes and doppelgangers and things.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of the ones that I got to weren't, like, factory-made clones.
Oh. Minor factory-made clones.
Because, well, I mean, we'll get to them, but one of them is an ex-murder victim. One of them is a successful celebrity lookalike. And
Paul McCartney.
Yes. And another one is... actually, no, that one is a clone of a Satanist. So...
Oh, yeah. Clone of a Satanist.
Yeah. So those are the three big ones that I got to.
So...
Do we want to start with Paul?
Are we starting with Paul?
Do we want to start with Paul?
Didn't he have a nickname? Was it Fall?
Fall, because it's a false Paul.
False Paul.
Here's the thing.
Paul
this is
McCartney.
The most famous celebrity doppelganger story
It is.
ever.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney of Beatles fame,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly... I had my notes. Why did I put it down? Let me try that again, shall I? Why did I close it? Why did I close it? That's the better question.
Did you see the video? Oh, no, it was
Which
like a
one?
tweet. It was a tweet. Some girl was like, Kanye just shouted out this guy Paul McCartney. I don't know who that is, but he's going to get some major fame now thanks to Kanye. And I'm like, girl, like, you need to stop.
Climb out from under your rock.
Like, if you think that Kanye made Paul McCartney famous and is doing Paul McCartney some favors, or Fall McCartney,
Paul McCartney,
otherwise known as William Campbell.
Yeah. Okay. So here's may I do the shtick?
You may do the shtick.
Okay.
Because I got Britney, bitch.
You got Britney, bitch. That one's gonna be. I can't wait for that. Actually. So the most famous one is Paul McCartney of Beatles fame, one of the Fab Four. The story goes as follows: on 5 a.m. actually, very specifically 5 a.m. on a Wednesday, 9th of November, 1966, storming out of a recording session for, I believe, the Sgt. Pepper album, Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band. McCartney was caught in a car accident that I think immediately killed him. I think it's an instantaneous thing. Now, I've heard two versions, okay? One says that the Beatles themselves decided that they needed to replace him. Otherwise, their whole thing was... Or it was the record company, because they were afraid that if the Fab Four... If one of the Fab Four, the Beatles, the great Beatles, died, it would cause a wave of depression throughout their young fan base, and suicides would ensue.
Well, and it'd be commercially disastrous.
It would be insanity.
This is like the most famous band of all time.
I was going to say at that point, but they're still the most famous band of all time.
They're still like the most famous band of all time. Can you imagine, Ringo, John...
If Ringo died, do you think people would give a shit?
Ringo's not even the best drummer in the band.
Wasn't that their joke? It was like, do you believe Ringo Starr is the best drummer in the world? Ringo isn't even the best drummer in the Beatles. That's my shitty Beatles voice. I don't even, which is weird because I think that voice sounded more like Ringo than any of the other Beatles. So I'm bad at this. I'm sorry. I don't listen to a lot of the Beatles.
Well, it's also theorized that Paul's death explains the musical shift in 1967.
Yeah?
Because that was about the time when they started, they went from like...
Yeah.
To like... I'm here, you are here, and you are me, and we are all together.
By Lucy in the sky, see how I'm dying. So I know some Beatles. I used to have the Beatles rock band on Xbox 360.
I liked the Beatles. I always liked the Beatles, but what really actually got me into them was the musical Across the Universe.
Yeah, because they have those are good songs.
It's all the Beatles. With Eddie Izzard and
with an Eddie Izzard one, yes.
Where he is Sergeant Pepper or something.
Well, he's like a I don't remember.
He's like a Barker.
Yeah. So okay. So they replaced Paul McCartney with a man who won a Paul McCartney lookalike contest named William Campbell Shears, or just William Campbell. There's a lot of different names they give him, but the one I got was William Campbell Shears,
right?
Who would then take up the identity of Paul McCartney to prevent the commercial disaster that would have ensued after Paul's death. Paul's funeral was very closed. No one knew about it. They buried him quickly. And that was that. And then the Beatles moved forward in their long streak of everlasting fame.
But there are little, tidbits that are like,
there are clues.
Wait, what now? A
lot of them are on album covers.
Yeah.
And some are in song links. But the ones on the album covers are my favorite.
Mine too.
Yeah. Just because I brought the name up. William Campbell Shears is supposedly the origin for the name Let Me Introduce You, the one and only Billy Shears, in the song Sgt. Pepper.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's dead, so let me introduce you to Billy Shears. Apparently the Beatles really wanted people to know about this, but the record label wouldn't. They didn't want that getting out, so they left a bunch of hints and album
dig it. That's
work
awesome.
and song lyrics.
Well, like on the cover of Abbey Road. Where Paul is barefoot.
I have the whole thing written.
Okay.
Do you mind?
Please.
Okay. So, because that's the big one, right? I mean, there's one on the Sgt. Pepper album. It's supposed to look like a funeral scene.
Yeah, and it's Paul's left-handed guitar.
Yeah.
In a floral arrangement.
Yeah. Right, that one. But the Abbey Road is supposed to mimic a funerary procession. So the album art, if you've never seen it, what the hell? But you should look it up. Actually, just look up just a bunch of Beatles stuff. But, so, John Lennon is in white, and he's meant to represent like a heavenly figure or a preacher, right? Ringo is in black as the Undertaker.
Okay. Of course,
Paul,
Ringo's the Undertaker.
Of course, right. Paul or Fall is barefoot and out of step with the rest of the group.
Yep.
Because he's the corpse. And following them all up is George Harrison, who is in denim as the gravedigger. That's the theory, anyway.
That's really cool.
And I got
none of that. All I got was that he was barefoot and out of stride.
Yeah.
But that's really interesting.
Yeah. It goes way deep.
That's really
There's something
cool.
about the because there's a car in the background that's supposedly the car that crashed, or similar to the car that crashed that had license plate that was supposed to mean something. I'm thinking it's like a date or like a code or something, but I didn't get it. But that's also supposed to be in there. And then...
That's awesome. I'm, like, creeped out now.
Here's the thing, right? Because I looked into this shit a lot when I was younger. So there, like, every album after that has clues of it, apparently. To the point where the theory behind the White Album, which is just a blank white thing, is because the record company caught on and they didn't want them having any pictures on that album. Which is why all the pictures on the inside have clues in them, not the cover. So, and I don't know any of those. I didn't get very deep into that one, unfortunately. But I thought Abbey Road was sort of the big one when it came to
It is the
clues.
big one, but you know the lyrics. Well, the lyric that's repeated over and over and over again in Revolution 9. Revolution 9 in the White Album. The number 9, number 9, number 9
is the actual lyric from the song.
Yeah,
and then backwards is "Turn me on, Deadman."
Turn me on, Deadman. Turn me on, Deadman. Which, okay.
First of all,
like first of all, there are a couple of things that I'm like, what?
Don't
get turned on by dead men.
That's rule number 1.
Don't try to turn dead men on. And the only reason why I kind of believe that could be real is that what song in the universe, besides like really dumb trap music, just sits there in the microphone going, number 9, number 9.
It's the Beatles.
Number
they do
9.
what they want.
Yeah, but that's nonsense.
Yes.
But it's not nonsense if you're like, Paul is dead. Turn me on, Deadman.
Well, there was also the Strawberry Fields Forever one.
Yeah.
Which just it sounds like he's saying Paul. What was it? Was it Paul is dead? No, it's I think it was like I buried him.
Something like that.
Something like that.
I remember hearing.
But he said it was. Oh, I have notes. Why am I not looking at?
And there also what is like a song about a car accident and someone dying, and they say it's this other guy, but it could be Paul.
Yeah. Here it is. So in Strawberry Fields Forever, John Lennon is heard to say, "I buried Paul," but he says it was cranberry sauce. I've listened to the track.
John,
here's the thing.
You're dead.
Here's
Sorry.
Here's the thing. I listened to the track, and it's one of those things. Here's the thing with backwards lyrics and hearing lyrics in songs. Mm-hmm. If you know what you're looking for, you're going to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
But even with that sort of mindset, I listened to it over and over again. I don't think he said cranberry sauce, but it's when you start listening to it, it's like he could be saying a lot of other things, too.
Yeah.
But it does sound a little bit like I buried Paul.
Because it doesn't sound like cranberry sauce, and he says it's cranberry sauce... It's probably I buried Paul.
Yeah. Although here's the thing, I think on one of the like bonus tracks on like a later release, like an anniversary or remastered or whatever, there was a track that basically had like a different take, and it does sound like he's saying cranberry sauce.
Well, of course, it's digitally remastered.
It's digitally remastered,
like the Wizard of Oz.
Digital remaster. It doesn't have the hanging munchkin in the background. That was such BS, though.
I don't know. It could be. They treated the little people, that it was like a union, they treated them like garbage.
Oh, they treated them like garbage, yeah. But,
I mean, if they treated the star of the movie like garbage, can you imagine
Poor Judy Garland.
Poor Judy Garland. She was their little troll. She was forced to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day and not eat anything but water.
Really?
Drink, yeah.
Oh.
She was on a very strict diet because they said she was fat and looked like a troll.
That's fucked up.
I love Judy Garland. So I don't think
I adore her.
Like a troll.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
She went a bit loopy at the end, but
we all go a bit loopy at the end.
So did all the good people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, so there's a lot to go on with Paul is Dead. There's a lot of different clues. I didn't get them all, but those were the major ones, I think. Mm-hmm. Do you think Paul is Dead?
After hearing like the more in-depth thing about Abbey Road, I don't think that's by accident.
I mean, album art is a very deliberate thing.
Yeah.
You choose to do these things on album art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Unless they're just like, this is a good picture.
But you're out of stride and one's barefoot. And
Paul, why'd you take your shoes off? Put your shoes back on, Paul.
Put your shoes back on, Paul. I thought we'd have to tell this to Ringo.
Here's the thing. This is one of my favorite conspiracies. Mm-hmm. Because it doesn't involve global... Like domination. It doesn't involve like people being... I mean, it involves one man being dead, but it's not like a weird like murder happy thing. This is the one conspiracy that if one existed in this world, I'd want it to be Paul is dead.
Aww.
And that's nothing against Paul McCartney, because all the Beatles are I love them dearly, but it would be really funny and kind of trippy if it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to look
Next?
up all the ones, because there was a really in-depth website that I looked up when I was in, like, fucking 7th grade, and it was gone, so I couldn't find it.
Maybe Paul is dead.
Maybe he is dead.
They're erasing history.
The only thing that's left are, like, like news things, like sites where they're like, "Ooh, look at this conspiracy," like whatever. And I'm like,
yeah, I know.
But they're like not in depth at all. And there's
like BuzzFeed's most
I never click
obviously cloned celebrities,
Yeah,
and I'm
I never
BuzzFeed,
click
can
BuzzFeed.
you go the hell away?
If I go to BuzzFeed, I only go there to like get the list of like things, and then I look those up individually. I never cite BuzzFeed.
I find
BuzzFeed's a piece
BuzzFeed
of trash.
it's so. Did you take the "What Man Should Be Banned" quiz?
Fuck off, BuzzFeed.
And it's literally a bunch of pictures of men, and no matter which one you click, correct! Tom, but you didn't know his name until just now, Tom likes to make sexually inappropriate jokes in the workplace. He should be banned. Banned from what, BuzzFeed? Banned from what?
I didn't. I was. Later. I can't wait. Yeah, get the ASMR treatment from you whispering in my ear at BuzzFeed. So that's Paul. Should we move? Let's move forward from Paul.
Who do we got?
Well, I mean, did you want to get to Taylor? That's the next thing on your.
That's the next thing on my thing, just because, like, I have so much.
Well, I talked about Paul. What do you want to talk about?
Well, okay. Do you want to just get into it? Because this is gonna be. Let's just do a couple other ones first.
Let's do a couple others. What do you got?
Let's do Katy Perry's JonBenet Ramsey.
JonBenet Ramsey.
Because you probably have more on this, because I watched the video for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you hear the Dave Johnson guy who just like...
If you think she's dead, you are a false witness to murder, and you're burning in hell.
You're burning in hell. Like, okay,
like,
calm down.
Like, even if we are a false witness to murder...
We're not witnesses.
We're not witnesses, and...
JonBenet Ramsey isn't dead.
Okay.
She isn't dead, and she is Katy Perry. Okay, so that explains, by the way, that is the whole theory.
The explanation is, look at her parents, they're the same people.
The same people.
The mom lost weight, the dad shaved his head, duh.
That man is a gift.
I love him.
He's one of those conspiracy nuts. He gets intense. So, in case you didn't get that is the whole thing. The theory says that a 6-year-old murder victim, JonBenet Ramsey from 1996, did not in fact die in her home, and in fact grew up to be famous pop star Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
Yeah. Is she a pop star?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I don't listen to Katy Perry.
I don't either. I like that one song. The taste of her cherry chapstick.
I don't even know. You know I listen to like a weirdly obscure shit from the 70s and 80s.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah. So, for those of you who are young or don't remember, the JonBenet Ramsey murder...
Or never heard of it, because it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's been years. No one really talks about it anymore.
Yeah.
It was an unsolved murder case.
Mm-hmm.
JonBenet Ramsey was a 6-year-old, like, beauty pageant queen.
Yep.
Like,
we're in the Heartland? Like...
Yeah, somewhere. I don't remember.
Or Orange... It was either Orange County or, like, Tennessee.
It was one of those two places.
It was one of those two
totally different places. So she was 6-year-old, and she was found, like, strangled in her home basement.
Yep.
No one could figure out who did it.
Did you hear that guy talking about, well, he was strangled, and that's not how you sacrifice people, it's a Jewish way of sacrification. I'm like, what the
Jewish way
What are you talking about? Oh my god, like, you sound like a crazy person.
He is a crazy person. He thinks Katy Perry is JonBenet Ramsey.
Okay, you can be that kind of crazy without being whatever the hell kind of crazy that guy was.
I guess that's fair, yeah.
He was
so it's like us, we're
level.
Crazy light.
Oh yeah, we're light crazy.
Insanity.
Diet crazy.
Insanity. Diet insanity. Diet BS.
Diet kook.
Diet kook.
Ah!
Lovely. Can we get that on a t-shirt? God damn.
Oh my god. We gotta make t-shirts.
I actually have this as a note, like Dave Johnson, the guy who made that video. I just like, Dave Johnson is a god crazy, just crazy man. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's what he says.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Katy Perry is JonBenet Ramsey. That's a fact.
Okay, Senor Presidente, do you want to tell us
why
that's a fact? Do you want to give us some information, or no, it's fact?
Oh God, I have the quote that he says about the sacrifice.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is Dave Johnson's explanation for why she was sacrificed. Not actually killed, but sacrificed. She was sacrificed. That sacrifice was a name only. And that sacrifice was to get something. And that something was to become star. That's his explanation. What does that mean?
That doesn't mean anything.
So the theory essentially says that JonBenet Ramsey, or her family, falsified a murder, faked a murder, faked her death, and somehow
Because
A
of this.
equals B. A to B, she becomes Katy Perry and becomes a superstar.
Okay, first of all,
Okay.
let me just point this out really quick.
Sure.
If that was the case, if we're talking about deals with the devil, talking about stardom and whatever, you would actually have to sacrifice the kid.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Well,
Not
here's
in
the
name
thing.
only. You're changing your name for Satan. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you sacrifice your first kid, JonBenet, and then you have the second kid, who is Katy Perry, who will be a superstar. And I'm just going based on crazy person logic.
Unless they had a secret...
Older daughter?
Yeah, that's because it would have to be.
Yeah.
Katy Perry was born in 1984.
Or so they say.
Or so they say. JonBenet Ramsey would have been born in 1990, so she's already 6 years older than JonBenet was at her death. So if they had an older child, and then sacrificed JonBenet Ramsey, and then made that deal so Katy Perry would become the superstar, and then they would get famous.
Yep.
And live off of the money and
Yep.
fame.
Yep.
I could buy that.
You see, that makes so much
That
more
makes
sense
much
than
more sense.
Katy Perry is JonBenet Ramsey. That's a fact.
They can't be the same person for this theory to
It is
make
a
sense.
sacrifice only in name. But then that's not a sacrifice.
I mean, if we're getting to really occult shit, there is a whole thing about the magic of names and shit, but it still doesn't make much sense.
Is
I'm a
JonBenet a
nerd.
really magical name?
Well, no, but to use a name against a person makes them weak against your magical spells and whatever. So sacrificing a name would be one way to go.
But in which
it doesn't
way are
make any
you-
sense. It still doesn't make any sense, even from an occult standpoint.
Because in what name are you using? In what way are you using her name against her? You're
I
not
don't know.
using her name against her.
Oh no! Don't look at me.
Can we just let this poor little girl rest in peace? Like,
R.I.P. Whoever killed her parents, maybe.
I think her parents did it.
Yeah. Welcome to the Foilhead Broadcast, where we solve the JonBenet Ramsey murder.
Well, people have been thinking that forever.
I know.
People thought that the moment it happened.
Like, oh, it was her parents. So that was Katy Perry. Katy Perry is not JonBenet Ramsey.
No.
Okay,
Nope,
right.
she is not.
If anything, she is the byproduct of sacrificing JonBenet Ramsey to the. And also, who are you to decide how sacrifices work, Dave Johnson?
Yeah, Dave.
All you need is to take a life. It doesn't need to be in a specific way. That's fucked up.
You can't sacrifice a person by strangulation. Why not, Dave?
Why not, Dave?
Why
Do
not-
you know something about sacrifice?
He said something about Jews.
Oh, that's the Jewish way of sacrificing?
I don't know. It was like only Jews would pretend that a strangulation is a
Why
way
is
of
why I imagine
sacrifice.
this guy listens to a lot of Alex Jones.
I'm like, honey bunny, don't you know that the guy that you're like obsessed with, it was super Jewish? Like, just saying, sorry. King of the Jews was what they called him.
Yes.
So, baby boy, you have to be a little bit more
Baby boy.
caring. You have to be a little bit more
Don't call
caring.
Dave Johnson a baby boy.
With the Jews, honey bunny, they're not that bad. They're not bad at all. They're nice people. They were your Lord and Savior. So, just saying.
So what else do we got? You okay?
Yeah. I haven't slept. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Alright, Eminem.
Okay,
Eminem?
you got this one.
Alright. Eminem's a clone, guys. In 2013, on ESPN, an Eminem clone had a malfunction after the debut of his new album, Berserk. And, like, if you go and watch the video, because it's up, he has a straight up, like, it was either a brain aneurysm or a clone malfunction.
Really?
Yeah. You should look it up really quick. Just look at the video. It's so weird. 2013 Eminem on ESPN.
I don't want to look up videos while we're on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's just all kinds of stuff in his music videos and his lyrics that, because he's always talking about how it's like, I'm not really me. And
this becomes a kind of a trend in these theories.
Yeah.
This is like the first clone one we're talking about.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So in the music video of the real Slim Shady, Slim Shady being Eminem's alter ego and or clone.
Oh, okay. I don't know my rap lore.
Oh,
So
this is some early 90s rap.
in
Slim
the early
Shady,
90s,
this is my thing.
I wasn't alive.
This is my thing. I was raised on this stuff. So, In the music video of The Real Slim Shady,
So much editing.
Eminem is depicted in a warehouse surrounded by Slim Shady clones.
Ooh.
That are all being, like, produced, manufactured right there in front of him, around him.
It's like the worst Star Wars movie.
And so let's get into some quotes from his songs.
Please do.
Might just be the next best thing, but not quite me.
Ah, so he's the original.
Yes.
Okay.
All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up?
So that's where that comes from. Okay.
Yeah. And then in Rap God, it shows... Oh, this one's really cool, and I think you might know who I'm talking about. In Rap God, Eminem is posing as Max Headroom. You know Max Headroom?
Kind of,
A
yes.
fictional British artificial intelligence TV character from the 1980s. Where in the near future...
It does sound familiar, but go ahead.
And in the show, where that is Max Headroom, it depicts a near future dominated by TV and corporations. Could Eminem...
Oh, so 2017.
Yeah.
Right.
Could Eminem be alluding for the fact that his consciousness was copied and downloaded into a clone or robodroid?
A robodroid?
Robotroid?
So he is worried that he is a clone.
Maybe.
Because this sounds to me like this doesn't sound to me like a clone trying to tell everyone that he is a clone. It sounds like
he's trying to figure out if he is a clone.
He is the clone.
Yeah.
If he is the original Slim
Or
Shady.
he also thinks, and in Rap God, it shows him, like, in the music video, it shows him, like, he's in a machine that's downloading his consciousness.
Into
and
all
his
the
mind.
other
into,
Eminem
like,
bots.
yeah, and then at some points in the video, it shows two M&Ms rapping at each other. Like,
So here's the thing. His
battle
name,
rapping yourself.
with his name.
Marshall Mathers. Eminem.
I know, but his name, when you say two M&Ms rapping at each other, I just imagine
the yellow and the
little,
red one?
Little candies. Yeah. Those horrifying, like, CGI
Oh yeah, where
abominations.
they're always like tearing open one of their friends to show what's inside.
Yeah, look what's inside.
They're terrifying.
Delicious. Mmm.
My girlfriend's full of caramel.
I've eaten her out. Gross.
Ah, that was a good one though.
No, I'm ashamed of myself now.
Okay, here's some quotes. I rap like a robot. A computer must be in my genes. The key to immortality I've got. I'm omnipotent. I am the Walking Dead.
I'm watching a lot of
I'm morphing into an immortal.
Megamorphing.
You're assuming I'm a human. Bitch, I'm superhuman. I don't know if he says bitch, but I don't know, it just worked.
It worked.
Okay.
So, do you think that he is a clone? Or is he just
I think he's trying to
megalomaniac?
figure it out.
Okay.
But because I don't think that Eminem is a megalomaniac.
No?
No.
Okay. I don't know. See, here's the thing. Like, I say a lot of stuff, but I don't know rap.
Yeah, but
Stuff.
but like I've always been a huge fan of Eminem because
Okay.
I'm white and he is
And
white,
he is
and I was
also
like, oh
white.
my god, a white person could rap too? Golly gee willikers.
Batman.
Batman. But I really like. I don't know. I really like him. I
down
really
there,
like his
Mr.
music.
Rogers.
But there's more. There's more lyrics from other songs that are also like alluding to that. Where it's just like
Cool.
I hung my original self from the top bunk with a belt, and that's from a song called "My Name Is."
Shit.
Right.
That's cool.
And then another quote is, I said it wasn't me, I've got a twin, oh my god, it's you, not again. And that's from As the World Turns.
See, here's the thing. If any of these were taken, like, out of a song and it was just heard them, like, on a recording, that'd be scary.
Yeah. And then this is another one. My brain's gone, my soul's worn, and my spirit is torn. The rest of my body is still being operated on. Still don't give an F.
And you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a quote from Eminem in Spin magazine. That's so 90s. Like that cloning thing they're doing. They should hurry that up. Then I would be able to do movies, rap, and produce at the same time.
I want an entire production just stabbed exclusively by Eminem.
I know all the words to I'm the Real Slim Shady. And I was like reading it so white because I'm like trying to enunciate the words so that you could hear them, but I'm really just like I really just wanted to get into it.
Can you rap? Can you rap?
Kind of, but not in my own. I can't write rap and like do a rap. I could just like mimic other rappers.
Not on the show then?
Not on the show.
Okay. But that's really cool. That's interesting.
Yeah, but he was always like a very
Self-aware?
self-aware, very and kind of dark. He had some funny stuff, like the real Slim Shady was kind of a funny one,
Right.
And like a
You
lot
gotta
of other
have
funny
some
stuff.
funny stuff.
He has some funny stuff,
Yeah.
but a lot of his stuff is also very dark
Yeah.
and sad,
Oh.
and like I don't know. I kind of think that if he was cloned, his clone would definitely be the one that was like, "Am I a clone? I might be a clone. This doesn't feel real."
I know I have a lot of friends that I have a lot of friends that listen to music and are musicians themselves that
Right.
listen to this show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering how they're going to react to us talking about a bunch of people they probably don't give a shit about. Sorry, guys.
Well, I mean, you have to think about it this way. If the Illuminati is, going to clone and control anyone, it's going to be someone who is very big in pop culture.
Influential.
Very influential.
They have sway over the small little middle school masses.
And quite frankly, I mean, this is what most of the population prefers over good music.
I know. Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say like fucking 80s shit. I'm like,
No,
just call it good music. Thank you.
Yeah, this is good music. No, I'm like,
no, this music's good. Like the music nowadays can be good. Mainstream stuff is very iffy.
yeah,
But there's a lot of there's good bands that are popular today that are modern bands.
yeah.
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 They're mostly alternative and indie and stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's always alternative indie. It's not popular
Which is
music.
weird because I hear the word indie and people seem to talk about it like it's a genre when indie
It's
just means independent music.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can be an indie rapper, indie rock band, indie
Like,
jazz quartet.
would you consider, I don't know if you know them, Die Antwoord?
I've heard the name.
Because they're crazy.
I don't know.
They're from, like, South Africa.
Oh, sweet.
They're strange. I'm
So-
going to show you a music video after this, because this is fucking
All right,
crazy.
well, we'll jam later. So is that what we got on?
That's what I got on Eminem.
Eminem?
And then I got a couple of other things on some, like, on Beyonce and Kanye West and
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
You got a few of them. I didn't get.
Well, I got a little bit on a lot of different people because it doesn't really hold up. So it's just kind of interesting to see, like, well, Sasha Fierce is her stage persona, and people believe that Sasha Fierce is a clone of Beyonce.
Oh, okay, all right.
And she says stuff like, when I see a video of myself on stage, I'm like, who is that girl? That's not me. I wouldn't dare do that. Which could just say something for adrenaline and stage persona.
Either it's sorry, no, that's just my eyes.
Oh, okay.
Either it's a clone, maybe. What if it's not clones or doubles? What if someone just has like a split personality?
Ooh,
like
Nicki Minaj.
Oh, fuck Nicki Minaj.
She's a crazy person.
She's a walking garbage pail.
That's not necessarily true. She's paying for people's college.
Okay, fine. She's not a garbage pail.
She's just gross.
She's just gross.
She's just kind of grody.
She's a helpful grody.
She's like a C-rated restaurant, like in the health code.
Like a 3-star.
Like the restaurant is still like pretty good, but
it's
you know that you might like get a roach in your food.
Don't use the restroom.
Yeah, don't use the bathroom.
I don't
make sure everything is cooked
But if
thoroughly.
She's using her money for something good, then that's good for her.
Yeah, she's like,
show
me your. She actually was on Twitter. She's like, show me a picture, send me a picture of your report card or whatever, or your grades, and if you have all A's, I'll pay like $20,000 for your.
See, that's cool. I can respect that.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool, and I had a lot more respect for her after I saw that.
I do now. Now I do too.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm sorry I called you a garbage pail. Do you want to talk? You were talking Beyonce.
I was talking Beyonce, so she says stuff like that, and then she also said, I wouldn't like Sasha if I met her off stage.
But she's you.
But she's. What do you mean if you met her? Crazy.
Look in the mirror, Beyonce.
And then later on, I think it was more recently, she said, Sasha Fierce is done. I killed her.
All right. So how many mirrors did you break to get that?
Oh God.
Do you think fame just makes people crazy?
I mean, it probably.
Yeah. It's weird because all of these seem very self-inflicted, except for Paul is dead.
Except for Paul is dead.
Which was just like, I'm still here. What are you talking about?
Well, and then
I was on vacation in Africa.
Avril Lavigne. Which I actually didn't get much on her.
All I know that. You okay?
It was warm.
It's warm in here. We're hitting summer in California.
Oh God.
It's gonna get hell. So hang in there. So Avril Lavigne is dead.
Yeah.
Because suicide.
Yep. Deep depression due to the
I
death of
actually
father
read
and
this
pressure
and
of fame.
I actually read this and I was like, this is very Paul is Dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much a modern Paul is Dead.
Yeah.
So the story goes that sort of a backstory that when she first got famous, she really doesn't like paparazzi at all.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't like the attention. So she hired a double named Melissa Vandella to distract the paparazzi, and they became very close friends. And she taught her to sing and dance and all that sort of thing.
Yep.
Flash forward, grandfather or father?
Grandfather.
So Levine's grandfather, she was very close to.
Oh, yeah.
Passed away suddenly and caused her to go into a suicidal depression. And according to the rumors, she was successful in her attempt. Mm-hmm. Which, God, I hate talking about suicide.
Yeah, I know. It's a tough one.
But, so afterwards, the album they were working on, I don't remember the name.
I don't either.
I don't either. It was like the second or third album.
Yeah.
So that album is all her. But all of the tours that they were doing for that album was Vandella.
Yep.
And since then, Vandella has been the person that we know as Avril Lavigne. And fans have picked apart this theory so many different times based on like jaw lines, eye lines, handwriting, and lyrics in songs. I didn't get them, though.
I don't have lyrics in songs.
I'm gonna Google it.
But yeah, like there's various appearances and disappearances of moles and blemishes, and there's a difference in the distance between her eyebrows and her eyes. The new one has a bigger forehead and a smaller nose and a shorter distance between the mouth and the chin. It's like,
yeah,
there are certain things like she might have just gotten her nose done. But there are certain things that are like
everyone gets a nose job, celebrities.
It's a little bit more difficult to be like, how did you push your eyebrows further up onto your forehead? How did you make your forehead wider? Why is your chin closer to your mouth now?
I don't know.
Because she was never chubby, so it's not like she lost weight and therefore has less of a chin. She's always been a very thin, lovely lady.
So Avril Lavigne might also be dead and replaced by a double. It's very Paul is Dead.
It's very Paul is Dead.
But I mean, this one basically says that Vandella herself is sort of trying to give clues to people about the lyrics are supposed to be like. There's a picture of Lavigne, Avril Lavigne, or Melissa Vandella, but she had the name Melissa written on her fist in like a publicity shot.
Huh.
Yeah. So that was a big one. They're like, oh my God, she's trying to tell us the truth.
I am the Melissa, but like, what, why did... Okay.
Why would you want to let go of the fame?
Well, no.
Oh. So I think if they were friends, that would make sense.
Right. The issue that I'm taking is that
Sure.
Avril Lavigne was never, like...
Super
famous.
She was big for a small while, and then...
She did, like, a handful of songs that people liked, and then she kind of faded out of...
Faded into obscurity.
Into, like, around 2005.
Yeah.
So what I don't understand is that why would they have someone parading as her?
Maybe they thought she'd be bigger.
They were very wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to predict, I guess.
I don't know, but that style of music wasn't ever very big, that pop punk.
No, that was a very exclusively like early 2000s thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Late 90s, early 2000s.
Like, I mean, just to be totally honest...
Which is what we kind of grew up on, honest.
Yeah, right?
So...
But, like, I mean, in all honesty, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, even the songs that got her to be famous weren't even that good.
I don't listen to them, so...
Think you need a new one? No, that's dumb. It's a dumb song. And Skater Boy, it's a dumb song, too.
Hey, Skater Boy, he said, see you later, boy.
He wasn't good enough for her. Yeah,
see, that's the one I remember. When I hear that song, I'm just like teleported back to when I was like
he was
9 years old.
And she was a girl.
Back when I was still.
Can I make it any more obvious? Yes, please make it more
Yeah,
obvious,
God,
please.
It feels like I'm living back in TO, and that was before I moved to Moore Park, and that was like the first grade. So it's like, whoa, I get weird. I'm teleported back in time.
You see, I was still listening to like 80s stuff when I was in that era.
Well,
so people would like be singing it at school, and I'm like, what song is that?
I was in charge. Did I ever tell you this? I was in charge back in the day, back in my middle school days. Mm-hmm. I was in charge of like the audio equipment. like at lunch, we would be able to play music.
Oh,
but it was always me behind the fucking thing. So I was always playing trash, 80s trash that no one liked, but I liked.
Because it's good.
I also played, for some reason, I was obsessed with the song Cotton Eye Joe. And I played that shit at least twice a day. Everyone hated me.
I would hate you too.
I was not a popular kid in middle school.
Well, I mean, if you're playing Cotton Eye Joe twice a day...
I know. I know. It was a bad idea.
It
was a bad choice.
You should have been shoved into a locker.
It's a good thing we didn't have those in middle school, except in the gym, and no one could fit in there. Because we were all, they were this big.
Yeah, little cubbies.
And even in high school, we had those tiny fuckers.
We had lockers all throughout forever. I had lockers in 4th grade. The first year you get a locker.
You've been to Moore Park High School.
For a little bit, not really.
But did you know those lockers? They're not that big.
I never used the locker.
Yeah, I used them 1 year and I never used them again. I just lugged it around on my back and broke my back a bunch of times.
I went to school there for like a week, and then for the rest of the month I just went to a pool. Like one of the community pools.
There was a pool like right over there, yeah.
I just went to the community pools every day. My mom would drop me off. I got a great tan. I would dropped off. I would walk to a pool because I'm like, I don't want to go to this school.
It's a good thing we met when we did, because I'm not sure if I think if I met you like a year or two beforehand, I'm not sure we would not have been friends. Yeah,
no, we would not be friends. Like not at all.
Because one, I was a huge awkward nerd, and
I was kind of a stoner.
So we wouldn't have mixed.
We wouldn't have mixed.
Now we're just somewhere.
We're somewhere right in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, I don't smoke, but
I don't smoke either.
I'm now a nerd with charisma.
And I'm an ex-pothead who's kind of nerdy.
I think I have charisma.
And I'm like an ex-cool kid who now is kind of nerdy.
I was never a cool kid.
Or quote-unquote cool kid.
I've just become...
None of us are actually cool.
Because we're all high schoolers and horrible.
Oh, God, we were horrible.
That's why we all hate high schoolers now. We're all garbage. Because we were garbage. Anyway, what was the show about?
So what we're talking about? Avril Lavigne.
I think that's all I got on Avril Lavigne. Is she a double? Is she Melissa Vandella? Who knows?
Is she just Avril Lavigne?
She could just be Avril Lavigne.
I think she might just be Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
And if she wasn't Avril Lavigne, I feel like they would have murdered Melissa Vandella.
But took her out of the spotlight.
Yeah,
you're like, you're not allowed to be famous anymore.
Like, we'll just say she committed suicide, and you're just like, you can just go back to being a normal person now.
You can go back to being Melissa Vandella.
Because, I mean, look how much money they're sinking into just having this person be a person.
There's probably a lot of money being involved.
Yeah. Seems unnecessary.
So, the only one I can otherwise think of before you go on to your Britney bitch rampage.
Girl.
Is Taylor Swift.
T-Swift.
Okay, so Taylor Swift, we all know and love her.
Okay.
Sort of, maybe. But she is the clone of daughter and high priestess of the Church of Satan, daughter of Anton LaVey, Zena LaVey. Mm-hmm. Who was not leader, but a prominent figure and spokesperson for the Church of Satan from 1985 to 1990.
Right. She's like 50 now. She's still alive.
She's still alive.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Because these other ones, like, they're dead, so we have to replace them. This one's just like, she's still around. She's just been cloned, and now there's two of her running around, and one of them is Taylor Swift.
Well, what they think is that when Xena became the High Priestess, they took her DNA to clone her in case she was killed or incapacitated, and that DNA grew up into
Taylor Swift.
Into the T-Swift.
They look remarkably similar.
They really do.
Well, is Taylor Swift a natural blonde? No. It's a platinum blonde.
No, she's a blonde.
Okay.
She's a natural blonde.
Zena LaVey isn't, I don't think.
Not a natural blonde?
No, she did the platinum blonde thing in the 90s when everyone was doing platinum blonde things in the 90s.
No, I did platinum blonde for a
while,
too.
In the 80s and 90s. Zena LaVey is still alive. She now lives in Berlin as Zena Schreck, which I think is a reference to Nosferatu, by the way.
Really?
Because Nosferatu, the original
1922
film, the vampire Count Orlok is played by Max Schreck. I don't know if that's just a self-reference for her. Maybe she's a huge Nosferatu fan.
That's pretty cool.
But she's still out there. She's no longer with the Church of Satan. She denounced the church. She started her own little religious spiritual group and now works as an artist and musician in Berlin. I haven't looked up any of her music.
The Church of Satan is really not what people think it is.
No, it's just it's weird, but it's not like they don't go around murdering people.
No.
I mean, it actually says in their book that if someone crosses you, you have the right to murder them.
Yeah.
But most of them don't murder people.
Yeah, no.
And do sacrifices. They wear bitchin' cloaks, though,
They
which
do wear
I can
bitchin'
totally
cloaks.
get behind.
You know, and I also like their policy on rape.
Which is, if you rape, you will die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
That's a cool one.
I like that
We don't
one.
have that in the Bible.
Of all the things to not have
Right?
in the Bible.
The Church of Satan is like, hey, if someone is denying your sexual advances, don't force them on the person. And then the Bible is like, don't talk about this guy with a shitty attitude. Like,
I'm so sorry. Anyone over? Look, here's the thing. We talk about religion a couple times on the show, but we support everyone's right to believe what they like.
of course.
Yeah. We make fun of everyone, to be honest.
Just like to point out the inconsistencies.
Yeah.
There's some of the stuff you can still believe in a religion with also recognizing the fact that not everything in the book is totally cool.
Which is why we don't stone people anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we don't
or
do that
you know,
anymore.
sell our daughters. Well, at least not here.
At least not
Legally.
legally. Anyway, so Church of Satan, hey, you guys are all right, but try not to kill anyone. I mean, I know you don't usually, but don't.
So, I mean, Taylor Swift, maybe.
Taylor Swift?
Maybe.
Is she a clone of Xena
She
LeVay?
is kind of weird and kind of, like, not a very nice person.
Taylor Swift?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know much about her personal
She stole
life.
someone's artwork offline.
Oh, really?
And never gave them any credit. And then when the woman, like, called and when the woman emailed the producers and was like, hey, that's my art that you took for your album cover, they were like, yeah, okay, we'll pay you something. And then they never paid her. And then they sent her a cease and desist letter. It was like a whole thing.
Wow.
And as an artist, I'm sure you can...
No, that's the one thing that really gets me. I hate people who do that. Art theft is bullshit.
That's bullshit. That's not cool. So yeah, she's an art thief and she sucks. And
Screw you, Taylor
and this
Swift.
is why she's 28 and can't keep a man.
Screw you, Taylor Swift.
Burn.
You're a clone of a Satanist.
Screw you, Taylor.
I shouldn't
Satanist.
use Satanist as a derogatory term because as we've just discussed, most of them are pretty chill.
Yeah.
But screw you, Taylor Swift. Art thief.
Seriously, art thief.
But now we come to the ultimate.
It's Britney, bitch.
It's Britney.
Here we go.
Let's do it because this is the one you've been building up to. Apparently.
Britney Spears says she has an alter ego named Mona Lisa.
Okay.
And it's believed that an alter ego is used to explain multiple versions of an individual, or clones of an individual.
Okay.
To explain the frequent changes expressed by clones, such as appearance, behavior, personality, and sound.
Because even when you clone someone, their personality isn't going to be the same.
Right.
Because it will develop on their own.
Exactly.
You can't program personality
So
unless
that's
they're
the
robots.
alter ego. You know, that's the alter ego.
Okay.
Is that's what they call the clones who are just like a little bit different.
I think David Bowie was just a bunch of clones.
Oh my god, probably.
It's a clone. I'm David Bowie. Hello, I'm also David
You know
Bowie.
what that means? That there might be some David Bowie still alive.
Oh my god, we found him! Yeah, he's back from space.
Yay! Okay, so
love you, David. Please return to us.
So this is used to explain changes in experience by the clones such as sound. Blah blah blah. Britney has been quoted saying that Mona Lisa comes out when I feel like being mean.
Okay.
Like, okay, girl.
Britney's not okay, is she?
No. Another common trend for clones is erratic behavior. Hello, everything Britney's ever done. So, like,
how do you differentiate between not erratic behavior and then erratic behavior? Like, it's Britney Spears.
That's true. Well, there are times where she's just like, oh, okay, I'm a person. Another time she's like, I hate my face, and then starts shaving her head and, like, talking in a British accent and yelling at paparazzi. And
meth is a powerful drug.
Cocaine's one hell of a drug.
Okay.
So, yeah. Britney has had many incidents or malfunctions. Like in 2007, the head shave situation. Everyone remembers that. No one can forget that. There's people are still talking about it.
Yeah.
Earlier that year, paparazzi have filmed Britney many times adopting a British accent and behaving like really like erratically and just crazy.
Okay.
And just glitchy. It's really
She was glitching.
She was glitchy. There were videos of her just like legit like glitching out like ah! And you can't see that, but I just did. But I swear to God, she like she was talking to Diane Sawyer. And then Diane's like, yeah, you've been through a really hard, week. And she, like, turns like this. just,
so
like, really
slowly.
abruptly.
Oh, okay.
Like, really, like, and then looks back. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, okay, she's a robot.
She's a crazy person. Okay.
She's the biggest advocate for, like, if the clones exist, this is her.
So this was in the 2003 interview where she suffered a malfunction while being interviewed by Diane Sawyer.
Sure.
Just, and then, like, hello. Like, looking the other side, hello. It was so weird. It was so, God. Like, awkward. Okay, and then this is a big one. This is the one that I love.
Sure.
In 2004, a barefoot Britney Spears appeared unannounced at Kiss FM office without the knowledge of her label. Britney presented them a copy of her unreleased track of her new album called Original Doll. Kiss played the track live on air once and never again.
That's okay.
It was never played again. A week after the incident, a representative of the label stated that the song would not be serviced to the radio and no album is scheduled at the moment.
So we never heard that song again?
Well, the song actually comes out in 2005, but the lyrics were changed. And it comes out on as a MP3 thing.
Oh.
It doesn't actually...
Not like a physical release?
Not like a physical release.
And this is like 2005. Like, that's common now.
Yeah.
But back then, you had a CD or you didn't have anything.
You had a CD or you had nothing.
That's weird.
Isn't that weird?
All right. I'm getting into this. Cool. Go ahead.
So, during this span of her showing up barefoot and her coming out with her album later, it is 3 years. The newest Britney album, 3 years span between Crazy and album.
Yes.
But it was not Original Doll. That album never came out.
Okay. Do we have some
So
lyrics?
she has 2 trips to... Oh, I have many lyrics.
Okay.
So there was 2 trips to rehab, which may be 2 trips to a cloning facility, kind of make sure all the bugs are kicked out.
Here's the real question that I might propose to you.
Mm-hmm.
Which Britney delivered the original?
Ooh.
Which Britney delivered the original doll?
Okay, so...
Was it her? Or was it one of them?
Who knows?
A rogue clone.
So, the track from Original Doll was played... Blah, 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 blah. So, the track from Original Doll that was played, it was called Mona Lisa. Oh. Which is Britney's alter ego name.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's believed that the chorus of the song proves the replacement of Britney.
Go ahead, please.
No, I'm just kidding.
Don't. Not like this.
No,
not
I'm just
like
kidding. So it says, now see, everyone knew her. They knew her oh so well. Now I'm taking over to release her from her spell. She's the original. She's the unforgettable. She wants you to know she's been cloned. It's kind of incredible. She's so unpredictable. She wants you to know she's been cloned. She's been cloned. She's been cloned.
Wow, that's very
blatant. It's
very forward.
Face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the rumors about this started before or after that song?
Probably after.
Okay.
Maybe. So the song Mona Lisa was eventually released in 2005, but the lyrics were changed from "She's been cloned" to "Now she's gone," which does not help. Still,
yeah, that's not a good change. So she's not only cloned, but now you've killed the original,
right?
Okay.
So
crazy motherfuckers.
Oh my! I didn't even think of that. So now you've murdered the original, and now it's just
she's
the
gone.
clone.
Because either the original went.
Now she's gone.
Went ape
Don't
shit.
worry about her.
Well, here's the thing. What if Britney Spears was never human? What if Britney Spears was created in a lab to be the perfect 90s pop star?
Was Jamie Lynn also created in the lab, but she kind of effed up and got pregnant?
I don't know, but here's the thing. Clones are notorious for being faulty.
Yeah.
Clones don't last long.
No.
So if you clone a thing and it grows up and then it dies quickly and it starts to deteriorate, maybe that's why she went crazy and that's why they had to get rid of her and replace her with a new one.
Yeah. New one every so often.
Britney?
Brit. Okay, so also there's a clip from Britney's music video of Break the Ice. That's an animated version of her entering a cloning facility to confront the elite. She travels down a hall, the walls lined with cloning tubes. With the people in them.
Yeah.
And comes face to face with a clone of herself.
Okay.
And this is all animated. It's all online. You could look at it for yourself.
Sure. Have you seen it?
I have seen it.
Cool.
It's
trippy.
It's that.
Right.
It's exactly what it is. And then also there's little hints Britney is a fembot in Goldfinger, Austin Powers, where she plays a robot. And then in the music video of her 2011 song Hold It Against Me, there are cuts of Britney fighting a clone of herself. having a full-on fist fight. They came to fisticuffs.
Did you say Goldfinger?
Yeah.
Because that's the actual Bond movie, Goldfinger. Goldmember.
Goldmember, thank you. Because
Goldfinger actually has Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Is that fucking song. I watched it recently. It's the only reason I caught that.
I actually watched that recently, too.
That's a fun one.
That's a good one.
It's a very silly Bond movie.
It is. So yeah, Goldmember, because
Goldmember.
everything has to be gross.
Everything's gold. It's a gold dick.
And then this is just like a little tidbit, which is why people think that she's being constantly replaced by new Britneys.
Yeah, because they haven't gotten any better at cloning.
No.
So.
Well, I mean, it's probably a very complicated process.
It is a very complicated
process. So these new
process.
Britneys don't really have any of her, like, specific memories, you know?
Sure.
So in a 2016 interview, Britney was asked to name her... This is such a stupid, like, interview question. Name her dream in-flight companion. Okay?
Wait. Well, I mean, if you're in first class...
No one?
No one.
No one.
Right? If
I would
you're
rather
in
be
coach, no one.
No one. If you're in business class, no one.
Yeah.
No one ever. No one. You
No
don't want
one.
to fly with anyone?
Make sure the plane's fucking empty.
Can we just have an empty plane? I was lying like the hallway. So after initially saying that Katy Perry would be her dream in-flight companion, Britney was asked about Taylor Swift. Britney was quoted saying, "I've never met her." Britney then changed her answer to Taylor so they could finally meet. However, there are at least 2 documented cases of Britney and Swift meeting publicly and
Tilda Swinton?
and
Britney and Swinton? Tilda Swinton?
Tilda Swinton. You wouldn't forget someone like Tilda Swinton.
No one would forget Tilda Swinton.
Why are we such Swinton? We're such like Swinton
I
fans.
love her.
I love her.
She's great and everything.
But like they met publicly and
Right.
we're taking pictures together and like talking to each other and
So either Britney's been hitting the coke too hard and has jostled a few
but
brain
this
cells
is like
loose.
they've met a few times
Right.
and they've been in the same places, they go to the same parties, they know the same people.
Because it's
they've
Hollywood,
met
or it's
many
California.
times.
Yeah,
But Britney's current clone doesn't remember it.
because
It's a new clone.
because
The clone that met Taylor is not the clone that was asked who her dream in-flight companion
I
would
wonder if
be.
they both knew that they were clones. Because I don't know if Taylor knows that she's a Xena Faye clone, but if they both were clones, did they go to Clone Con?
Clone Con.
Convention?
Can you pretend to be a clone to get into Clone Con?
How do you tell a clone from a regular person?
Malfunctions?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, then I'm a clone. Shut.
Sorry. I'll just play that soundbite.
Play that soundbite. And then also Spamelons.
Fucking great. It's just like, what's the fear behind clones? You know, is it
you're
because
playing God?
like, well, that's from like the perspective, but if you meet someone and they're someone that you've known for a long time, and then they start acting strange, you know what this is very reminiscent of?
What?
This is reminiscent of old changeling myths. Because back in, like, old Ireland and Scandinavian countries, they had this myth of the changeling, which would be someone, usually a child, but it could be anyone, who is replaced by either an old and dying or a young fairy. They would begin to act completely erratically, completely out of character.
Did they do this on an episode of Supernatural?
They did everything on Supernatural, but who cares? The actual myth is cool.
Okay.
Not that I like that show, but fuck, not everything comes. Actually, nothing comes from Supernatural. They take everything from myth. That's the whole point of the show.
I'm aware.
But yeah, that's an actual the myth is that they would be replaced, and that's where the fear comes in. I think is not being able to trust the people around you because you're not sure who is real and who is facsimile.
Look at them through a mirror.
Yeah, that one depends on which myth you look at. But yeah.
The one from Supernatural.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, the only way... it was funny because they would just sort of assume that they were fairies, and then there was actually a documented case of someone who thought their wife had been swapped for a changeling, and they burned her alive.
Oh!
Because they thought she was a monster. And then they thought, like, if they had killed that one, then they would return the wife. And obviously... they just killed the wife and buried her in a shallow grave, so she ain't coming back.
Nope.
Is that? So this is why we can't get afraid of clones, everybody. Don't fear the clones. Let them take over.
Or, don't. That's cool, too.
Do you think clones are a terrifying thing?
I mean, are you afraid of clones?
I don't really believe we have the technology to clone to begin with.
Okay, if there are clones, would you be afraid of clones?
Depends on what they're used for. Because obviously you clone a person, and like if they're being used to insert themselves into another person's life, take one out, put one in. That's kind of intimidating because that means they're putting like sleeper agents in every home in America.
Okay. So there's this movie with Robert De Niro and some other people. Can't remember who they are right now because I haven't seen it in a long time.
Sure.
Where their son, the little boy, dies.
Oh.
Right? He's dead. And they go to this hospital, and it's like the scientist that's like Robert De Niro. That's like, I can make you a new son. And he'll be exactly like your son.
Well, this is sounding very Frankenstein now.
Well, no, it's not. It's a cloning facility. It was a testing cloning facility type thing.
But still, it's still creating life, playing God.
Yeah. So that was the thing. But like the kid, because he only lives to 5, you don't know what he's gonna be like after that, or he could just die because the thing that he's cloned after is only 5 years old when he dies. But there's even a bigger twist than that. And Robert De Niro puts his own son's genes, who's dead, into the little boy, and his son was like a psychopathic murderer. So the 5-year-old, though he grew up normally, but because his son was old, Robert De Niro's son was older when he died.
Yeah.
He was more like the son that was alive that long. Instead of he was like the normal little boy son because he had those genes. It doesn't make sense. But don't question it. It's an 80s movie. Don't question it.
Okay, fair.
80s horror movie.
But it's a cool premise. I dig it. Because it's probably a fun thriller.
It's very fun.
But yeah, that doesn't make any sense because memory isn't genetic, personality isn't genetic.
Oh, and he also goes crazy because he finds pictures of his old self.
Yeah, that would make me go crazy too.
Yeah.
Like if I was just like, if I saw pictures of me from 5 years from now, from 5 years ago, I'd be like, shit. What
happened? What just happened?
I wasn't there.
But yeah, he's like
Mom,
a 5-year-old.
explain everything. Did I actually die of the cancer?
He's like a 5-year-old, and he looks back at his pictures from like...
That wouldn't make any sense.
From like 1985.
Right.
And he's like, I was born in 1986. How am I 5 years old in 1985, but 5 years old now? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's fucking
And he's
crazy,
like, because those the cameras that had the date on them.
Yeah.
When you would look at the pictures.
Back in the day.
This is way back in the day.
When we had things on physical photographs.
Some of you chillins might not remember those.
Do people still get like photos developed?
This is like a big thing at weddings.
Oh, okay, yeah, actually, yeah, because I've been to weddings, I know.
Yeah.
People do this.
Yeah.
People have actual...
I can't even remember the last time I've been to a wedding, but I use Pinterest.
I've been to my cousin's, so it's about as thrilling as it gets.
Pinterest?
No, I like my cousins. I don't get to talk to them very much, but I like my cousins when I see them, so...
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like to hear nice things.
We have anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kanye West.
Oh, fuck Kanye.
Jesus.
I hate him.
He's totally. I'm just gonna say. He's totally a clown. He's a clown. He's a clown, and that's
the way he acts. I mean.
Well, no. There was a recent thing. I don't know. I can't remember the exact date. It was either a couple of years ago or it happened recently.
Sure.
Where he had like a full-on public meltdown, where he was like on stage going like, F the radio companies, F the record labels, F this, F that, all they want to do is take advantage of artists, all they want to do is make money off of our heads. And what he was saying was true.
I mean, yeah, but you also make fucking millions.
That's true. But he was like, he's all, anyway, so that's the whole thing.
If anything, you've hit the point where you're one of them.
So after that, where he was like, F all y'all, I'm done, and was like gonna quit, essentially.
Right. So what she did.
He was taken
Actually, I don't listen to any of his music, so I don't really care. I just hate him as a human being.
He was taken to rehab.
Okay.
Right? And when he was released, he was literally a different person.
Oh, okay.
Like, his head was totally different shaped. His facial structure was different. His ears were unattached before he went in, and now they're attached, which you can't change someone's ears. The shape of their ear is different.
Yeah.
So he looked really spaced out with dead eyes, different lips, and he was looking sickly and thin.
So do you suppose rehab is code for cloning facility?
Sometimes. They tried to make me go to cloning facility, but I said no.
Do they have
so they
clones in the
killed her.
80s? Yeah. Or whenever that song was.
It wasn't that
70s?
long ago. Are you kidding? Amy Winehouse? In the 70s? Amy Winehouse died recently-ish. Within the last 10 years.
I was in the
She
song,
just made
though.
older, like, sounding music.
Okay, that's why. I'm sorry, Amy Winehouse.
She's a very talented artist. You should look into her.
No, I mean she is. I wasn't making fun of the music. I actually love that song.
Yeah.
But
She actually makes better music than that. That was just the famous one.
Yeah. She's good.
And then there's a little bit of Hillary Clinton, but this one she is not like a clone. She's just like totally dying.
She's just a robot.
Well, there was a time when she collapsed at the 9/11 memorial. Do you remember that? And then she like goes to Chelsea Clinton's house, and then she comes out 50 pounds lighter with a different nose and no security and a new haircut and looks 30 years younger in like a different pantsuit. Like,
oh no, she changed her pantsuit.
No, but she's like if you look at the side by side pictures of before she went in and after she came out, it is a different person.
I mean,
and it was a body double,
right?
Which is like not a big thing. Like, of course she's gonna have a body double, but that's so freaky that like so many people could be like, she is weak now, and they want to go in and like kill the Hillarys. Kill the Hillers.
Kill the Hillers?
Kill the Hillers. And they're just like, okay, you have to go out now and pretend like you're totally fine, but we're not covering you. Just go. Bye.
Wow.
Walk out into New York City all by yourself while you're like a politician that a lot of people do not like.
Yeah, no, in retrospect, I mean, I was for it in the first place, but now I definitely would have taken clone over what we have now.
Okay.
I'd rather have a clone. First clone president.
That would be interesting. First, I would like no, I'm thinking about like first robot president?
Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the United States, robot Richard Nixon. Yeah, they taped slices of ham to the sides of his robot face so that he could jostle. Of all the politicians to clone, we cloned Richard Nixon? Yeah, I don't know. That was a bad decision. We made a bad decision.
Can we go back to Kennedy?
He was fun.
He was a fun one. He was handsome, and he was also kind of
You're
like
gonna do that right below
slut.
the mic too. You're gonna get that nice sloshy paper.
I'm sorry. Okay, and there's also carbon copied celebs, carbon copied clone celebs, which is a TM. That's my turn. It's my turn. I'm coining it.
A+.
Which are like actors and actresses, or just actors, I guess now, that are the same person. They're just the same person, same DNA, whatever.
Okay.
But they're just like, yeah. So there's Helen Mirren, and because if you look at her, Helen Mirren when she was young, she looks identical to Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, I see.
And then there's Javier Bardem and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who plays the dad in Supernatural.
Sure, yeah.
And then Tom Hardy and Logan Marshall Green, Nick Cage, and
Nick
then some
Cage.
Civil War era dude.
Nick Cage isn't a clone.
No,
he's just immortal.
He's just immortal.
Yeah, like Keanu Reeves. Him and Keanu Reeves have been spotted throughout history.
Nick Cage and Keanu Reeves are both the best actors and the worst actors.
In very specific roles, they're great, and then anything else, meh.
Face Off, Con Air, fantastic movies.
Face Off as a fantastic movie.
I thought it was a good movie.
So cheesy schlock.
Yeah, but it's also like, that's the era.
Yeah.
For its era, good movie. Con Air, great movie.
Wanna take his
Have you seen
face.
Con Air? Have you seen Con Air?
No, I have not
Con
seen
Air
Con
is a great movie. And then you have like Wicker Man and
Oh no.
and
anything else Nick Cage has been in.
National Treasure, or that one where he plays like a mobster that threw someone down the stairs, or where he is who knows what I can't even remember. Oh, or the one where they kill his daughter, and then he's just like a crazy person. He's like, no, with the Nick Cage face.
Yes.
Please edit that no out, because that sounded horrible.
No, that's going in.
Oh, I hate you. And then there's Katy Perry and Zooey Deschanel.
Okay, but Katy Perry is already John Benet Ramsey.
Well, and Zooey Deschanel is also John Benet Ramsey, and okay.
Okay.
And then there's Amy Adams and Isla Fisher, Chad Smith, and Will Ferrell, Henry Cavill, and Matt Bomer, who I swear to God are the same person.
I have never seen
And they
them.
are playing a trick on you.
Okay.
And then Jessica Chastain and Dallas Howard, which really is just because they're both redheads. And
Okay,
then
right.
Victoria Justice and Nina Dobrev. She was from... She had a kid in Degrassi.
Oh, okay.
The original series.
Canada.
When Drake was in it.
Drake.
Drake. He's a rapper.
Oh, okay.
He's a rap guy now.
Oh, sure.
He does the raps.
Look, here's the problem with this
Rhythm
episode.
and poetry.
Anyone I didn't look up, I have no idea who they're talking about. I don't know celebrities. I don't care about celebrities. They don't impact me in any way.
Rapper
Very
B.O.B.
few people that I'm like, ooh, a celebrity, I like them. And half of them are dead now.
Right.
So who cares?
Rapper Bob. No, it's B.O.B.
Oh, Flat Earther dude.
Is he a flat earther?
He's the flat Earther, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a clone guy. As far as I know.
Well, if he could be both, apparently.
Maybe. Well, he tweets and talks publicly about his cloning claims. An interviewer asked him, "Would you like to be cloned?" B.O.B. responded, "Am I already cloned?"
Yeah, rapper B.O.B. thinks the Earth is flat.
Well, then I take it back. I don't care about anything he says.
He thinks the Earth is flat.
Well, he also tweeted,
Maybe
"Notice
that episode.
That would be a 20-minute episode of "You guys are really, really dumb."
You guys are really dumb. Special guest Neil deGrasse Tyson, everyone.
Special guest, 4-year-old from Moore Park, you know?
for special guest, my little brother.
Special guest, my 4-year-old little brother. Zian, what shape is the Earth? Round. Okay, woo! End of episode. Okay, but he does say, when notice of celebrity who has, tattoos or piercings mysteriously vanish, cloning center.
Oh,
when a
okay.
celebrity in great health suddenly suffered a stroke, heart attack, or an aneurysm, cloning center. Every time you see a celebrity randomly lose their mind, cloning center.
Celebrities, they're not allowed to go to rehab. They're not allowed to let the fame go to their head. They're not allowed to even act and evolve as a human being, because that means they're clones. Celebrities can't get sick. It's impossible. They have too much money to get sick. The money acts as an immune system.
Yeah. That's about right.
That's about the gist of it.
That's about the gist of it. I don't know. I'm gonna put a theory out there.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Drugs.
Yeah. Oh, so many drugs.
Oh, and I can also explain why they look so different sometimes. Plastic surgery. That's also something money can buy.
Plastic surgery. Drugs and plastic surgery.
Drugs and plastic
There's
surgery.
the crazy and the face changes.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes people just get old.
Yeah. Look a little different.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Like maybe Michael Jackson later in life was actually just a botched clone of Michael Jackson. And they're like, people will buy it.
Yeah, right.
No, they're just crazy celebrities, people.
The only things that, and honestly, that I buy into is the Avril Lavigne thing, and the Paul is Dead thing.
Paul is Dead is a
and
fun one.
the Hillary Clinton thing, because these are body doubles.
Body doubles are a lot easier to believe than clones.
Because people sometimes just look like people.
People look alike. That's why everyone's like, oh, look at my celebrity look-alike, or whatever. And I'm like, cool.
I look like Michael Jordan.
Who do I look like?
I don't know, that's what they told me. I don't look like Michael Jordan. Do I look like Michael Jordan?
No, you don't look like Michael Jordan.
I did not think I looked like Michael Jordan. But then they also told me I look like, I don't know,
I'm sure someone's told me I look like somebody.
They told me I look Egyptian. I am white as hell. I do.
Yeah, by the way, in case you didn't know.
I am a frosted flake.
From this episode about us talking about rappers and being very white about it. Or at least me being very white about it.
Will the real Slim Shady, please.
Will?
Stand
There's
up.
no H in Will.
Will Wheaton.
Well,
Makes
Wheaton.
a good beer, actually.
He's alright. He's
He makes good beer.
him and Felicia Day.
Don't know who that is.
You do.
Does she play?
She plays a lot of things in a lot of things.
Is she Dorothy in Supernatural?
That's the one.
Okay.
No, yes.
She's Dorothy, but she's also not Dorothy.
Well, she takes up the mantle of Dorothy.
Yeah.
No, because she's Charlie is the name she gave her originally. She's the one who plays Kinga on the
I
new
know exactly
Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah.
Her and Will Wheaton, they're just like the stereotypical we need people nerds will like. Like the guys in suits in corporate buildings that go what do people want to see in a TV show? The nerds will really like these two, Will Wheaton and Felicia Day. That's what they do. They bring them in like everyone knows. The nerds love these two because Felicia Day was, she's like a huge geeky sort of thing. She played a character in a YouTube series about playing an MMO with a bunch of people. And Will Wheaton is, of course, from Star Trek: Next Generation.
Yeah, Crusher.
Yeah. So those are the they're cool people, but I don't care much for them.
You know who nerds might like as a self-proclaiming nerd?
Sure.
I like Kumail Nanjiani.
He's a cool guy.
He's a cool guy.
I like him.
He's very funny.
He's a funny guy. He's been on Harmontown a lot.
I want to do the voice. I don't know how to do the voice.
The Kumail voice?
The Kumail voice.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to do the Kumail voice.
It's such a distinct voice. And it's not even that there's like a very thick accent.
No, he has a very specific voice.
He has a very specific voice.
I can't do it.
How, Ed? I can't do it. Can't.
Hello, Dad. Like, I don't know how it's done.
I can't do it.
I can't.
Because you can do every voice. You are a man of many voices.
Yeah, that's stretching it a bit.
Voices, maybe, not impersonations.
That'll be better. That's a better way of putting things.
Accents.
But that'll be the show. I think that wraps up.
That's the show. I promise I'll remember my line this time.
Well, you prepare yourself while I do the end bit.
All right.
So hey, if you guys have run into any celebrity doubles, or you think other celebrities that we didn't name here are in fact doubles, clones, or whatever, robots. What were they? Organic robotoids?
Robotoids.
Is that what they were called?
Organic robotoids.
Okay. Hey, email us at TheFoilHatBroadcast at gmail.com. You can send us all your love and theories and comments and complaints, I guess, to there or in the comments section on YouTube right below us. Hey, here's a new thing. If you guys like the show, not only can you do us a huge solid by spreading it amongst your friends, families, coworkers, and anyone else you think would enjoy podcasts, but you can now help us out with monetary donations via Patreon.
We do have a Patreon now. Donate to our Patreon.
And I will provide a link below and in the show notes. Should we ever get this on an actual podcast service.
Yes.
But it would help out a lot. Even $1 a month goes a long way when it comes to these sort of things.
Especially trying to get it onto a podcast.
Especially trying to get this show off the ground and keep the broadcast in the ether. We would appreciate all the help. And, if you can't, that's cool. Just share it with people you like to hang with, and it'll help us grow as a show, and we would appreciate the help.
Send it to your more wealthy friends. See if they could spare $1.
But until then, hopefully next time you hear from us, we are not clones.
Hopefully not.
But ladies, gentlemen, and...
I think I'm already a clone.
Shit. Ladies, gentlemen, and the NSA who want to clone us in our sleep, good night.
Go to bed, kids.